I'm going to tell you something that most business gurus will never admit. The playbook I used to build my first company to 8 figures was the wrong playbook. Not for getting to 8 figures, for that it was perfect. But it was the wrong playbook for getting to 9 figures, to 10 figures, or building something truly big. And here is the problem. Almost all the content out there is obsessed with the first playbook because it has the most and biggest audience, right? It's why so many founders get stuck at that 6-7 figures mark. And if you don't know who I am, my name is Jakub Jablonsky. I built 2 businesses to 7 and 8 figures. And now at 26, I'm taking a company public for one reason, to build a $1 billion business. So today I'm breaking down the 2 fundamental ways how you can grow a company. The first is organic growth. This is what we all start with. It's the game of addition. You add clients through marketing, you add talent through hiring, you add efficiency through new systems. This is how you build a real business from the ground up. Now, let me be clear, mastering this is a great achievement. You can build an incredibly profitable multi-million-dollar business this way that gives you complete freedom. For many founders, this is the definition of winning, and they are absolutely right. But if your ambition is to build something on a much larger scale, you will eventually discover that organic growth has natural limits. You will find yourself spending more on marketing for smaller returns. Your revenue might grow 20%, but the complexity of your business grows maybe 50%. You start to feel a ceiling, not because you failed, but because you've pushed this particular model to its logical conclusion. The second way to grow is inorganic growth, and it's how true massive scale is usually built. This is growth through mergers and acquisitions. Instead of spending a year and fortune trying to build a new service line, you acquire a company that's already best in class and profitable. And instead of painful hunt for a single senior developer, you acquire a small proven team. You are buying years of progress, established cash flow, and market position in a single transaction. This is how you move from adding to multiplying. You take the strong, profitable company you've built organically and use it as a platform to acquire other great businesses. And this isn't some new idea. It's strategy that has been proven for decades by some of the smartest investors in the world. But the key is you don't need to be a Wall Street fund to use it. The principles are the same, even if you're a smaller business. The master of this is Warren Buffett. People see Berkshire Hathaway today and think of some giant corporation, but they forget how it was built. He used the cash flow from his early businesses, like textile mills, to buy better businesses, and then he took the cash flow from one asset to acquire another. And that's the entire game, using existing cash flow to buy more cash flow. You not always have to use the cash to acquire the business. There are many ways how it can be done, which we can cover in another video. Now let's look at people who apply this principle to become billionaires. Perfect example is Brad Jacobs. This guy has built, I think, 5 or 7 separate billion-dollar companies. How he does it is he finds fragmented industries like logistics, waste management, or equipment rentals, where there are thousands of small privately owned companies. He buys one of them to use as a platform and then aggressively acquires competition, rolling them into one giant company. Rolling them into one giant company that's way stronger than if the business is operated alone. Then you have Constellation Software, a company that every founder should study. Their entire business model is acquiring small, stable, profitable software companies in niche markets. They've bought hundreds of them. And today, the market cap is around 100 million Canadian dollars. Depends when you are watching this video. They buy these businesses and collect the cash flow and use it to buy the next company and the next and the next. You can even see the modern version of this with Hormozi and his company. He's applying a private equity mindset of growing by acquisitions and multiplication to smaller businesses, taking the stake and using his expertise to scale them. It's a partnership based on principle of acquisition, which is the multiplying growth beyond what the founder could do alone. At this point, you are maybe seeing the power of this model, right? The next logical question is, okay, how do I actually do this? You likely don't have $1 billion lying around. So once you have a profitable business, your cash flowing asset, you have 3 fundamental paths to start playing with in this inorganic growth game. Path number 1, you can do it yourself, as always. You can always do anything yourself if you have the motivation. This is an option if you have the 2 things in abundance. First, cash flow on balance sheet, and second, an M&A expertise. You can use your own money to go and buy a smaller competitor or a complementary business. But most founders, even successful ones, don't have millions in cash sitting around. More importantly, running an M&A process, finding targets, valuing them, doing the due diligence, structuring the deal, it's actually a full-time job. It's a completely different skill set from running a traditional company. That's why for our public company, I partnered with people who have done over 300 acquisitions and they are sitting on my board. So trying to do it yourself is possible, but certainly not easy. Path number 2, you can sell to private equity. This is a traditional route. A PE fund comes in and buys majority stake typically in your company. They give you a big check, which is great for you as a founder typically. But you have to understand the model. You are giving them a control. Their goal is to flip the company in the next 3 to 5 years. They will load it with debt, cut out costs, and do whatever it takes to make the numbers look good for the exit. You go from being a founder to being an employee in their company or the machine if you decide to stay. For some, that's trade-off, it's worth it, right, for the money. Most founders who love what they built, it might be not the best option. Then there is the third path, the one that smart founders are starting to choose. It's not a sale, it's more or less like a strategic partnership. This is where you partner with a group that brings the two things that you might not have, the capital and the M&A expertise, and also has the goals aligned with yours for the long term. You get to de-risk by taking maybe some cash off the table, but if you choose to, you can remain a significant owner. But the main idea is your company becomes a core part of much bigger vision, which benefits from the growth of the entire portfolio, while your strategic partner handles the inorganic growth by acquisitions. So these are the three paths that are typically available for founders, and understanding them is exactly why we structured Global Digital Group, our company that we are taking public, the way we did. We are built to be that third path, which means the public listing is an exit for us. It's the platform we are building to execute this exact strategy, to acquire a portfolio of excellent, profitable digital businesses. So if you are a founder who has a successfully built business doing $500,000 to $5 million in profit, and you are feeling the limits of organic growth, or just want to scale faster, you might be ready to start thinking about how to start growing by multiplication. So to recap the two paths, organic growth is addition. It's how you build a strong foundational asset. Then you shift to inorganic growth to multiply. It's how you achieve a scale and speed that's typically impossible through organic growth alone. And you have three ways to do it. Do it yourself, sell to private equity, or find a strategic partner who shares your vision. So if you are a founder who has built a profitable business and is now thinking about what the next chapter could be, there is a link below the video, and let's have a conversation about the options. See you in the next video.